Maurice JonesDrew here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, let me ask you your 2 cents on the decision John Harbaugh had during the game yesterday with the Chargers just putting the bang thing on Lamar Jackson. Would you have gone to Joe Flacco in that game?
Not at all. Two reasons. One, when Joe was the starting quarterback, we were horrible, and we weren't playing well. We were losing games, and then he gets hurt, and Lamar brings us to the playoffs. And then two, we're trying to trade him at the end of the year, and it's a bigger picture that you have to look at in certain situations. I know a lot of people say, like, you have to win now and you have to do this, but you've already come out multiple weeks in advance saying Lamar is our quarterback and Joe's not playing anymore. What kind of sign are you telling your team when the first sign of struggle, you pull them out and try to put someone else in? We haven't seen that with anyone else. And there's so many quarterbacks that struggled this week and weeks before this. So I wouldn't have done it. And at the end of the day, you know, their game plan was so simple. And this is the other thing people have to think about. I actually talked about this with a couple of our colleagues at the NFL Network, is that all week you put in a specific game plan for Lamar. And Joe wasn't a part of that. Joe's not running the read option, and Joe's not doing any of that. So to come out and try to stick him in and run a different offense, it's going to be so tough to do because your players have practiced all week on a certain offense, and then you want them to flip the switch and go somewhere else. You'll have more mistakes.
But they already had a whole half of a season under that offense, right? So it's not like – isn't it like riding a bike, though? I mean, you can just say, hey, we're going back to the old offense. Here we go.
Not necessarily, because you've changed the way you block. You've changed the way, you know with the read option, you're letting one guy free all the time. With a regular pro-style offense, you're not letting guys free. You're blocking everyone. So you'll have mental mistakes there. I think with some of the route combinations, yeah, it may work. But at the same time, I really don't think it was Lamar that was the issue. He got sacked 7 times. And those sacks weren't like he was holding the ball forever. I mean, they were getting pressure up the middle. I got a chance to speak with Gus Bradley after the game. And
what do you say?
He was like, we wanted to stop the run early. And then we wanted to put our best pass rushers inside to affect the young quarterback as quick as possible.
The defensive coordinator of the Chargers, former Jaguars head coach. Is that different than what they did Week 16?
No question. They had Week 16, they had both their guys outside, and they were trying to force Lamar to step up into the pocket to their rush. But this time they put their bigger guys outside to keep him in the pocket, and then they put their speed guys inside to go after their guards, and they had success. So it was a good game plan. You know, there's some games where I think we've all played golf where there's some days we shoot in the low 80s. There's some days we shoot in the 120s. It is what it is.
Yeah, but if we shoot in the 120s, we're still allowed back on the golf course later on for another 18, even that day if we want to. In the playoffs, you're done.
Do you go back after the 120, though?
I'm probably not, but I'm going to push back on you on this, Maurice JonesDrew, even though I agree with you. Because there's a ton of people like you, Brockman, out there that think that Harbaugh was derelict of duty by not trying to win right then and there, correct?
I think so, yeah.
So wouldn't putting Flacco in also create havoc for Gus Bradley's defense, having to try and switch up the way that they've practiced all week long?
No, I mean, I think, again, you're still going to continue to do what you're doing. You know, the run plays are going to always be the run plays. I think when Lamar Jackson in there, you have to key him. But when Joe's in there, all right, we're not worried about the quarterback run anymore. We just go back to, let's just stop the run, whoever is Gus Bradley or not Gus Bradley, Gus Edwards or Kenneth Dixon, and we could key on those guys. It makes it a little easier for them. Because remember, defense is all reaction, right? Defense is always, we're going to see the ball, go get ball. Where offense, you have to make sure that everyone's taking the right steps. Everyone's, doing the right routes. Lamar throws a different ball than Joe Flacco, so that's going to be different to wide receivers and tight ends. It's a lot of little things that I really feel like people don't understand. But again, I understand. I understand why people would say go back to Joe Flacco. I firmly didn't believe Joe Flacco was that good in the very beginning, so I don't know what he would have done in this situation to kind of change what was going on.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.